Hello, 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 hello,
Hello.
everyone. Welcome to Unapologetically Significant. We're back in the saddle again
Right
today,
here.
right here. Rich and Shelley Marie coming at you with some good stuff
Yeah,
today. How are you?
tantalizing tidbits, as I think you like to refer it
Tantalizing.
as.
Yes, 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 yes. How are you today?
I'm doing very well. I'm losing track of days. Like, I've been
Hmm.
so busy, good busy,
Hmm.
but it just seems like the days are flying by and like summer's almost over.
Means the heat's almost over.
The heat
That's
is
a good
almost
thing.
here. I praise him.
Maybe that's a subconscious thing in the
Yeah,
back of
yeah,
your
you're
mind.
right. You're right.
Get rid of this heat.
You're right.
For those of you who are not in
The West Coast or Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah. I don't know. The South gets kind of humid heat. So,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah,
honorable mention for you humid people out there.
yeah, yeah. And humidity is
Yes.
no joke,
Yeah.
but neither is one. What are you supposed to get to? 116 this weekend?
It's supposed to be 116. Like after like 105, 107, I pretty much check out and I'm like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have to like make sure I keep a list because I get really frustrated,
yeah,
flustered
yeah,
pretty easy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this heat's no joke. It may be a dry heat, as
Yeah.
they
It's
say.
like rotisserie chicken. Like
Yeah, yeah. Your
there's
oven has dry heat.
yeah, like that's not good. We ain't trying to do that.
but
But that also kind of segues into our topic accidentally. It was like
ooh,
when I get overheated. Not only that, but I've experienced poisoning, which is
mm,
crazy considering I live in Arizona, born and raised, and it's the Valley of the Sun. And as an adult, maybe like I think 4 years ago, I experienced sun poisoning. Try not to
ooh,
get overexposure, even though I love going to the lake, but it does raise my stress levels,
mm-hmm,
right? This
mm-hmm,
heat just
mm-hmm.
raises my stress level, what goes into what we're talking about today.
The vagus nerve,
The vagus nerve.
and that's VAGUS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not roll the dice, not Sin City. I mean, you could roll the
Yes,
dice. I mean, a
yeah,
lot of us
yeah.
are doing it, don't even realize it, but you know.
Yeah, the vagus nerve, and we've got gobs of information
Lots of
here,
lots of
lots of
documents.
stuff that we'll be referring to because we don't want to jip you on any of this
Yeah.
good information. But it's something that some people have heard of, some people haven't
Mm-hmm.
heard of. You know, what the heck is it? Vagus nerve? What is there a Detroit nerve?
Right, right.
You
It
know,
says Phoenix nerve.
yeah, yeah.
But the crazy thing is, it's like anything else. Like we know the mechanics of our car or TV or how to do X Y Z. But
Mm-hmm.
over time, if you're not revisiting that information, you kind of forget until it's top of mind or we're having a conversation about it. Like, dang,
Yeah,
I forgot it did all that.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
your
yeah.
dishwasher. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know it had all those settings. I just push start, get the dishes clean. I didn't know I can rearrange the racks and all that fun
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
So this is what we're doing today:
yeah.
is we're revisiting what we know and what we don't know about the vagus nerve.
All right. I'm
So,
excited.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
let's dive in.
All right.
Um, let's see. Um, let's start off.
What is it? Can we go with that? Can we just start at the very beginning? Like, what is the vagus nerve, Rich?
Okay, we'll dive into what is the vagus nerve. Um, First of all, we'll talk about where it is
Yes.
and what it is. Okay, so where it is, because you might be wondering, wait, vagus
Yeah.
nerve, where is this thing at? Well, the kind of at the base of your skull, um, there's there's a bundle of nerves. Well, there's like 12 sets of nerves that kind of go in that area, and the vagus nerve is considered the 10th one. Okay, it's the 10th of the 12 cranial nerves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's the 10th one. Now this is a big honking one.
Yeah.
So it actually runs all the way from the base of your skull all the way down to your digestive system. So it pretty much runs
The whole gamut of
yeah,
your
the whole
torso.
gap. Yep, yep, yep. And it has branches that come off of it that control different things and whatnot. But it's a very important thing in that it controls a lot of the parasympathetic
Mm-hmm.
functions that go on in the body. So the stuff that you don't think about, you don't regulate, you've got no control over.
Absolutely no control over.
You know, breathing. Now you don't sit there all day working on, okay, I got to take a breath, I got to take another breath, I got to take, no, this system is controlling that, okay? Your heartbeat, you're not controlling that thing. You know?
Automatic thing. And if we did, we would jack it up. 'Cause
Yeah,
it would have
yeah,
like
yeah,
some
yeah.
too short beat to it. Like it's not supposed to have that kind of beat.
Yeah, right. So it does that. Controls the lungs. It controls digestion. Okay, it turns that system on and off. It's just a myriad of things that it deals with. Speech, taste, mood you're in. I mean, this thing controls a lot of stuff. So it's not like you wake up and say you're in a funk.
Oh yeah.
Is that my vagus nerve or is that something else? Well, it can be a part of that. I'm not saying it's solely responsible for that, but if it gets out of whack, which we'll talk about much later in terms of what you can do to really get this thing stimulated and working well. You know, it's kind of like, think of acupressure points. You know, if you go to acupuncturists and they're either using the needles or, you know, there's other techniques they have. But what are they hitting on? They're hitting on different nerve meridians that run in the body to free them up, energize them, all the things that it does. So the vagus nerve is kind of like that, but it does it on its own.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
pressure point.
Yeah, there's no person
technically
manipulating this,
Yeah.
okay? So you can see last week we talked about the brain-gut axis. Oh, here you go. Directly from the brain all the way down to the gut. Okay, and there's obviously communication that's going on because it's got to tell all these organs and systems what to do.
Yeah, what to do, when to do it,
Yep.
and how to do it. Sometimes
Yep.
it might cut it off if situations arise in that fight or flight where you're like, okay, we cannot digest food right now.
Yep,
We need
yep.
to get to safety because there's this bear coming.
Yep, exactly. Here's a fun fact for you. Vagus is the Latin word for wandering. And that's what this nerve does. It wanders all the way down through the body, has all these nerves that branch off of it. Should look it up. Just Google vagus nerve and look at the images. It's a pretty interesting thing to look at.
Although it's really kind of a two-way highway, it does have these side access roads to other parts of the body and organs.
Yep. So it plays a vital role in, you know, everything we do. Like I said, it would be no life without this thing. Because like I said, you know, breathing, heart rate, all that kind of stuff that it controls. So it's an important thing. That's the bottom line, okay? I wanted to make you guys aware of that. So I'm sure the question comes up, well, is mine good, not good? How am I doing? Well, you know, there are some telltale signs that can kind of go awry, that give you some indication it might be your vagus nerve.
Ooh, do tell, because I'm sure everybody's kind of wondering, like, my kidneys doing? How's my heart doing?
Yep.
What doctors checks to see how your vagus nerve is doing?
Yep.
So what are some of the signs that we're looking for?
Probably one that's most notable is the change in blood pressure or your blood sugars that just change.
Okay.
You know, and not over time. I mean, yesterday they were fine, and today it's like they're out of whack, and your blood pressure's up. And the first thing to do really is to take a self-check and see if you're stressed about something. Did something happen?
Yeah.
Did something kind of throw me into that, fight or flight mode? You know, am I stuck in that? Is that what's going on?
And a lot of times it is going to be that.
Yep.
A lot of the times, majority.
Yep. Acid reflux, any type of abdominal pain could be an indicator that it might be. swallowing, difficulty swallowing, because guess what? You don't regulate swallowing. You don't sit there every day and I gotta swallow. Excuse me, I gotta swallow. It happens automatically.
Yeah.
Well, the vagus nerve is controlling that. Okay, so if that gets off, and you're like, it's kind of weird, and you feel it's different or off or not working the way it used to, could be the vagus nerve just kind of needs a quote unquote reset, which again we'll get into.
Yeah.
Hoarseness, wheezing, you don't wheeze on your own. Okay, something's got to be going on, and because this nerve also regulates your lungs, your breathing. When you get wheezing and interruptions in your breathing pattern, that's all indications that something is going on. Loss of appetite. Now, when you get hungry, what is controlling that? You're not controlling that.
Yeah.
You're not like, I think I'm going to be hungry now. No, it don't work that way. That nerve is sending signals down there like, hey,
we need some nutrients.
Yep, we need some nutrients. So if you have any issues along those lines or combinations of these things, it could be your vagus nerve. And what I really like about this is going to make you more aware of your body and what's going on.
Absolutely.
Because I think that's one of the big pieces with health. You got to be aware of what's going on. Something happens or you feel something or a sensation or whatnot. Yeah, some of those just come and go and you don't have it anymore. But if they start to repeat themselves,
then it becomes a pattern or habit, and it's something that you can actually chart. And we talk a lot about like just noticing what your body's doing. I journal, Rich journals, and we all journal. And we kind of keep notes of that stuff. Like, hey, I had a headache on Thursday. And then, it went not on Friday, but Saturday, Sunday. Like every Friday or every Sunday, I'm noticing this one thing. Or my knees popping, or my gas, or some kind of thing. You need to notice those type of things because it becomes a pattern, and it's something that you can not necessarily recreate, but it's telling a story. It's telling a story, and we just got to pay attention close enough to like really play Blue's Clues, if you will, and kind of figure out what's going on.
Yeah. Because too many people take, these nuances for granted. Nah, that's nothing.
Yeah.
No, how do you know it's nothing?
Yeah.
Oh, you've been having it for the last 2 weeks and it's nothing?
Yeah.
No. So again, just being aware of these things, and this list that we just mentioned, are some of the things that could go wrong. When you have acid reflux, now that can be
a couple of different things.
Yeah, several different things. One of them could be your vagus nerve. Because guess what signals all these things to take place? Digestion to continue along what it's supposed to do. Well, it's the vagus nerve. I mean, you're not out there saying, okay, it's time to pass into the small bowel. It's time to get into the, whatever.
Thank God we would mess that up.
Oh, yeah.
We would totally
have it all screwed up. Oh, why are you going to the colon? I want
we can skip it. We didn't need to do that part.
Yeah.
I don't like that part.
You're supposed to be in the small intestine. What are you doing down in the colon?
Yeah.
Let's backtrack. It just, we would not do well with that. Especially when you look at all the things that go on.
Too many processes.
Yeah. Which just shows you how wonderful this body is. All this stuff taking the load off of you. So you've got rheumatoid arthritis. I mean, it's the list goes on and on because it controls so much.
And we're not trying to do like doom and gloom and make you and turn you into a hypochondriac. We're just saying notice the changes in your body, and if it's consistent, you may want to revisit that.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And there's some things that you can do to kind of see if it's self-induced, like it's something you can control. Are we going to go into that yet, or I'm going to let you do your thing?
We're going to get into how they diagnose this thing.
Let's get to it.
So, how do they diagnose? You got this long thing that looks like the alien inside of you, but it's a friendly one. Okay. CT scans or MRIs, they can take a look at it. It's amazing when you look at different scans, the things that you can see in there. There could be inflammation, there could be this, could be that around it. Echocardiogram, again, taking a look at your heart, how your heart functions. And speaking of the heart, I believe, this me personally, I believe at 50 years old, you should have a full cardiac workup. I mean, that if there's been nothing wrong, no incidences, blah, 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 you're perfectly fine cardiovascular wise, go in there and have a full cardiac workup and get a baseline before
where you're at.
Yeah.
I think it should be earlier. 50 seems like a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we're living this lifestyle. I'm just gonna pause right there. You know what you're doing to get a checkup, because you get your car checkup every 100,000 miles, comparatively speaking, and then you're trying to trade that bitch in. It's like, okay, gotta trade it in. So I'm thinking even maybe like 40 would be a good time to.
50's the max.
50's the max. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So get it done. Just get it done.
That's all of y'all, pretty much. That's,
Yep. You got to know what's going on in there. Because if you have a leaky valve, leaky valve is like it's like a toilet that runs. Okay, that little flapper doesn't seat, and then the water kind of, at first, is just a little dribble in there. And did I hear something? Did I not? And then over time, it gets worse and worse, and finally, okay, I got to replace this thing. So it's kind of that way with valves in the heart. I mean, if they start to leak, you're not going to know it when it's not bad. Okay, you won't notice a thing.
Yeah, until you freaking have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Like I have mitral valve prolapse, which kind of is that valve that kind of, it doesn't close all the way, so there is a little bit of back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So so they'll check valve structure, throughputs, and when you're sitting there and you get an echo, it's pretty cool actually, because you see the blood flowing through and pulsing through, and you're like, is that me? Is that my heart right there?
It looks so cool.
Yeah, got the different colors in there. It's like, hey, all right. But, those things, that's preventative, okay? And you just need to have it done. So you know what's
it's
going on.
It's not scary.
No, it's not.
It's like going to the dentist. I know all you guys are putting that off too, but like you have to maintain this. Again, this is not a dress rehearsal. This is your life.
Yeah.
You have to be an active participant in it. Otherwise, the body's going to do what it does, and next you know, it's going to be at a point where you need an overhaul of everything. When we could have been doing these little bitty tweaks and changes.
Yeah.
Or just having the choice of like, no, I'm going to do that. I'm going to wait for me to just break down. That's your choice. That's your right, you know?
Yeah.
But again, at some point, we have to be more accountable for what we can control in this beautiful thing we call a body.
Yep. So gastric emptying, they've got all kinds of tests around that. See how efficiently your stomach, your whole digestive system is working, because there could be something wrong with that nerve. It may just need to be stimulated a little bit, kind of knock it back into perfect order. So there's a number of tests that they can run, but there's a lot of things that you can do to head all of that off. So
and it's going to sound really simple. And you're like, that can't do it. Yes, try it. It can. And the first thing I'm going to go with is breathing. Let's get some air, the life force in us. And there's all type of breathing you can do. My favorite is box breathing, where you're inhaling for 5 seconds, you're holding for 6, and you're releasing for 7. So I know you guys you heard me right. 5, 6, 7 is how I remember it and how I teach it. So you're going to inhale for 5 seconds. If you can do it longer, that's fine. Hold it for 1 second longer than you inhaled, and then release for another second. So you're always adding on a second. And Rich, you want to talk about what the beauty of that last portion of the process is?
Yeah, the importance of exhaling longer than you have inhaled. The importance is that it sends a signal to the vagus nerve and tells it everything is fine.
Mm-hmm.
We're cool. We're at a restful state. Everything's fine. We're not there's no fight or flight going
Yeah.
on. None of that stuff. It calms that nerve down and makes it very peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty damn important.
That's really important because we don't need somebody turning on all the switches.
Yeah.
Okay, and next thing you know, we're like ready to rock and roll. Like, no, no, no. This
Yep.
is not that situation.
Yep.
This is me having anxiety about hitting the free throw, or this is me having anxiety before I do this presentation in front of my peers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's gonna
Now,
be
you
okay.
guys, the basketball season is over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we just had the Knicks win the championship.
Mm-hmm.
So I know a lot of you watch the playoffs, and you watch these athletes at the free throw line take a deep breath before they shoot the basket,
Mm-hmm.
the attempt. Why are they doing that?
Yeah.
They're not doing that just because, oh, let me take a deep breath. I'm out of breath.
Mm-mm.
No.
They're resetting.
They're
the nervous
resetting.
system.
Yep, resetting their nervous system, calming everything down. Now it's muscle memory at that point. So, I mean, if you have top-notch athletes doing it,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty damn important.
Yeah. And it's just like remembering. And I know, again, it seems like it's super simple, like, oh, breathing is going to fix it. Yeah. Yeah. 9 times out of 10. I mean, there could be some bigger known issue, but it'd be very telling after you try the breathing and your anxiety still doesn't come down. Okay. There might be something else going on.
And on to the point of simple, because I know a lot of people, oh, breathing, okay. I have read that kind of the optimal time is to breathe in for a count of 8 to 10.
Yeah.
Most people cannot get past 2 or 3.
Mm-mm. That's why I do 5, 7, 5, 6, 7 because it's kind of the remedial. Most people they may struggle with it, but they can do it, and then some people can do it and feel comfortable. But that's not enough air.
Right.
You're not
right.
getting enough.
So, if you think it's so easy and you're in great condition and, oh, I don't need to do that, let's see if you can inhale from 8 to 10. And then you're going to hold it for a count longer than that. So, and then when you exhale, you're going to exhale longer than that 8 to 10 that you breathed in. If you can do that and there's no problem,
God bless you.
good
You
job.
made it.
Good job. You graduated.
You made it to box breathing. Welcome.
Now, that don't mean you stop. You got to keep doing it.
Yeah.
But,
Because you want to do it in cycles, so
Yeah.
it's box. So technically it's 4. I like odd numbers, so I'm always a 3, 5, 7, 9 type of person.
okay.
But y'all do what you want to. Just do it. So you're
Yeah,
going to do
just
that
do
4 times. And usually by the 3rd time, when I'm teaching it, folks are tapped. They're done. And I'm like, no, we need to do it one more time. And you'll notice a huge difference.
Yeah, you will.
Yep. Or you just be inspired to like do it often so you
Yep.
can get up to that, 8, 9, 10 level.
Yep.
And it's fine. Other than that, strength training, like actually using weights and working those muscles, that helps. And of course, one of my favorites, I like sports. Of course, getting the body moving. And I think part of it too is you're not preoccupied of whatever it was that set you off. You're focused on your golf swing. You're focused on passing the ball on defense. You're focused on all these other things. But then there's a breathing component also. But one of my favorites is yoga. It slows down the body. It increases or inspires breathing. And that in itself. And then you're stretching and you're getting to this meridians and the nerves are being pulled. Like we need that.
Yeah. These muscles are elastic things, and they need to be stretched.
They have to be
That's why
stretched.
stretching's so important. You need to stretch, because otherwise, if you don't stretch them, they're essentially going to start to atrophy, and then you got all kinds of other issues that could come in down the road. But there's a I forgot the guy's name that quick. Dr. Houston. He has a book out. I think I forgot what it's called, but it's about the heart. Things that heart doctors won't tell you or whatnot. So anyway, he goes through and explains a lot about the heart, how it works, what diets affect it, and whatnot. Being that it is the #1 killer in this country still. But he has, and towards the back of it, he has an exercise regimen. And before going into it, he says that his belief that this country, people in this country really have been duped, that we're doing things backwards. And what he means is doing strength training versus aerobic training. Most people do much more aerobic training than they do strength training.
Absolutely.
And according to him, and he's one of the tops in the world, is that it should be the reverse. Much more strength training. 75% strength training,
Wow.
25% aerobic training.
Okay, how many of us are doing that?
But, most of us don't know.
Yeah.
We just don't know. And, his regiment, which, I have done, is not for the faint at heart. I mean, he takes you up through a series where it progressively gets more challenging. But even the remedial one, where you start at, is not easy. And then you find out very quickly what your aerobic state is.
Yeah.
Because guess what? When you're pushing against some weights, they don't care who you are.
They don't. They push back. Okay?
So
They're going to push regardless if you don't or do. They're going to push.
And when you're huffing and puffing and you're only 3-4 minutes into the workout, well, your aerobics is not what you think it is.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I went to SAQ University. It's downtown Phoenix, and they had almost like a CrossFit aerobics experience, right? It was free, okay? And this workout was so intense. It kind of reminds me of what you're explaining now, because it did incorporate a little bit more weights and exercises that I was unfamiliar with. But I was sore in places like, damn, I didn't know I had muscles there. I had no idea that I had muscles, abs that went all the way up here. And I'm like, okay, for me, it was inspiring because I'm like, ooh, I can do it. And part of some of this is it's going to be different. It's, again, not rocket science. It's not hard. It's just going to be different. Right. And then when you get used to switching the aerobics to the training, okay, the strength training, then it becomes a little bit easier, and then you increase the weight, and you da-da-da-da-da. But it is so inspiring for me. I guess I don't know if I'm just in that point of life where I'm just like, ooh, there are parts of my body that I didn't move like that or didn't work like that. And that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because we're underutilizing parts of ourselves, and this is emotionally too, and spiritually too.
Yeah.
Because we're so used to doing what we've always done, but you can't get the results from the work you didn't do, and yada, yada, yada.
Right. And it's nice to look, when you look in the mirror and you're like,
who that?
What's that little indentation there? Something's growing there. What?
Yeah.
And so it's nice to see your body respond to all that stuff. And strength is one of the keys to life.
Because your body's a big-ass muscle. All of it.
Yep.
It's your entire, from your nose to your toes, is all muscle in between there. And we are not really maximizing or utilizing all of it in all its glory. Could you imagine if we did? Woo!
Incredible. Man. Incredible. Most falls that as you get older, slips and falls and whatnot, a lot of that is the lack of muscle tone. They just don't have the strength to hold up the skeleton with all the moving parts and whatnot. So it's a big deal. And the sooner you get on it and stay on it, the better off you are. Because if you're trying to come back from 10 runs down and you're in the 8th inning, good luck, Chuck. Can be done, but
I'm not taking that bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else we got?
We have heart rate variability, which has to do with how many the pause in between the beats.
Yep.
Is a short way of saying that.
Yep.
And we want that to be a little bit higher than normal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that also helps. What else?
On the heart rate?
Yeah.
Well, I think, look at it this way. So the beats, the time between the beats, okay? Do you have this going on, or do you have this going on?
Yeah.
Which would you prefer? Your heart working like hell,
Yeah.
or taking its time? Okay, so the better shape you're in, the better diet you have, all this good stuff, good sleep. Guess what?
Yeah.
It's that number will go up. So the time in between the beats is not this.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a good thing. Most smartwatches, Fitbits, all
Even
these
your
other
phones
things,
will-
phones, typically they all have the heart rate variability, HRV, you'll see it as. And it'll track it. And it'll be, it can be very eye-opening,
Yeah.
Because if it's low, take a day or two where you're a little more active than normal. Do some exercises, do some weights, take a longer walk, whatever. Be more active for just a couple of days and go back and look at that thing. Because it doesn't take long.
You see the difference.
Yep, you'll see a difference. All of a sudden that number will start to climb and you're like, wow, okay, just by doing that. And then when you're sitting on your butt doing nothing, and woe is me, and you see that thing dip back down, you're putting a lot more work on the heart.
Yeah,
So.
we definitely don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Outside of that, what else? Nutrition. I know we're getting close on time, and I would just say, be mindful of what you're eating. I know in today's, I swear it feels like once a week we're getting some recall on something. So just, do what you can do.
Right.
But if you're really thinking about like an ideal regimen, you're just going to really look at plant-based whole foods. So you want your quinoas and your beans and your true non-seed oils, so your olive oils and fruits and veggies, and really lean animal protein if you choose to have it. But really, a Mediterranean diet is really, in a nutshell, is what we should all kind of be doing. Can you have a little bit more meat protein? Can you have a little bit more, this, that? The carbs and the gluten, I'm telling y'all, it's going to get you.
Yeah.
A little bit here and there, a couple days a week, not so big of a deal. But you really want to go plant-based heavy, and especially with the lentils and the beans. And then your meat is going to be your smaller side. Okay, it should never be your entire plate. That's never a good thing.
Right.
But all of these things are going to help with the digestion process. It's going to help fuel your body, which is going to help the vagus nerve do what it needs to do. So it doesn't need to help with the digestion process. It's just going to make it that much easier when you're doing your part of just eating something healthy. The ultra processed foods, let it go.
Let it go. Let it go.
It's never been good. And then you feel guilty afterwards. You probably feel like crap because you have a sugar crash. Like at some point, like we just got to do it. You know what I mean?
The thing is, take 2 weeks. 2 weeks of eating healthy. Force yourself to do it.
Yep.
Eat healthy for 2 weeks, then go out and have a hamburger at a fast food place.
Yeah. Have a Big Mac. See how
You'll find out immediately what's in that garbage.
Yeah.
Because your system will react in a way you're like, what is going on? Well, you've reintroduced garbage back. So, and I just wanted, before I forget, touch on seed oils. So I saw something the other day. I think it was UC Davis. I think it was the institute. I could be wrong, but I think they did it. They did a study on avocado oil. Because everybody, avocado's good for you. That's good oil. Let me get a bottle of avocado oil. They found that 85% of all the ones that they sampled were rancid or mixed with other oils. So stay away from the avocado oil.
It's hard because you really, honestly, for cooking purposes, you don't really especially if you have good pans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not all of us, can drop whatever on pans.
Yeah.
Just get
Get
one
away
or two.
from that aluminum.
Yeah, get one or two. Anything that is scratch, you
Teflon.
yeah, you're just cruising for a bruising at this point. Get rid of the Teflon. But you really don't need oil to cook food, right? That's just something we learn. Yes, does it help? Yes, does it maybe taste better? Or, all these other things. But you could pretty much use water to do the same thing. If anything, if you're baking or frying, you're using your herbs. I mean, a big component of using ghee. I like ghee. If I need some oil, but find a local producer of what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Not only that, yes, it's going to cost more, but guess what? You're not going to be dousing it on everything if it costs a lot. You're going to be using what you need to be using, a couple tablespoons at max, and you're not going to be overusing it.
Right.
But I think every state has some local olive oil vendor or ghee manufacturer or tallow or whatever. If you feel like you need those oils, just get the best quality you can. You're not going to be using it as much as you think you are. So if you have to pay $20 for, I don't even know how many ounces it is, but 16 ounces of pure olive oil, do it. Yep. Your food's going to taste better. Your body's not going to have to process or over process the stuff that it can't get out of your system. It's just a better thing.
And we talked about rancid oils last week.
Yeah.
With fish oils.
Yeah.
Okay, and how they get rancid. Well, same thing with oils.
Any oil.
Yep. So get it locally. So.
And when you said that, it made me think of honey because I'm a big person for teas. Watch that honey. Honey goes rancid too. When you heat it up too high, it turns into toxin. It's not supposed to be heated up past I think 165-ish, maybe 185. But yeah, that all
local honey. Get some local honey. Real honey.
Bees are everywhere, y'all. They're everywhere. So get your local honey. Just try to get as local as much as possible. And if the news isn't enough for you, telling you all this minutia that's going on with our food system, that should inspire you or encourage you even more to stay local. You don't have to worry about all this farms and recalls. I mean, life is life. You may have to, but you know what you're getting, and you're help sustaining your environment, your community, your people. I'm big on local farmers, small businesses, because that's what they're leaning us to. I was about to get real political on y'all, but I'm gonna take it back. I digress. I'm gonna just leave it there because, woof. Because it's like they're controlling the environments, right? So they're just playing, puppet master with things. So guess what? Don't play no more. Be like, oh, okay, you guys want to mess with these manufacturers and have Big Pharma included in all that in the meat department? Guess what? I'm going to go to Ray Ray's mama house that has that garden in her backyard. She's got 1.5 acres of collard greens, kale, Swiss chard, oranges, grapes, cherries, olives. Like, what are we waiting on?
Because otherwise, you're getting played.
You get played, and you're paying for it. Oh, that's the worst. That's like going to get a really nice pedicure. You pay the money, you sit down, you carve out the time, and you sit there and like a third grader's painting your toes. And I got to pay them. Like, what? No, dog. That's a no for me, dog.
So stop getting played.
Stop getting played. Control what you can control. Support local. Box breathing. Massages even work. Exercise.
Okay. Don't be afraid of the weights.
Do not be afraid of the weights. Okay?
When you have heart surgery, the first thing they do is get you up so you start walking. The second thing they tell you, lift weights. Heart surgery, I think, is pretty important for the heart. So. Yeah.
Stop arguing for your limitations and let's do this.
Yep.
Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
So, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for the likes, the comments.
Yes.
Keep subscribing. We appreciate it.
Keep them coming.
Yeah, keep the questions coming. And till next time.
Breathe.
Breathe. Peace out.